How to set up Angron. This Angron figure is absolutely spectacular. A true marvel of the action figure world, but getting to this point, it takes a bit of work. First, bring in the absolutely massive box so nobody can tell how irresponsible you are. It's packed super well, nice and minty, so I can stand in horror and awe gazing at what a crazy decision I've made. He's securely packed in 6 different trays. Tray number 1 is the detailed display base and 3 different grabber arms to display him securely. 2 of them are fairly standard joytoy display arms, like on the jump pack captains. They're just a hell of a lot longer. And then you get this big, beefy ratcheting arm. This guy's gonna hold him tight. There's 1 big hole for his stand and then 4 other holes for the stands for the wings, or like I'm using them, flight stands for various marines. Tray number 2 is for the left wing. This thing is massive. It's not soft plastic. You can hear me banging on it there. It's all rigid. You're not going to be able to move it at all. But the details on this guy, the paintwork, the shading, the veins, the tears in the wing, incredible. Tray 3 and 4 is for the right wing. And yes, they're counting the clear plastic cover tray as its own tray. Interesting. Putting the wings on is a huge pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie to you. So the wing arm thing has a specific key that fits into the wing part in a specific way. So you have to make sure it's that direction and orientation. So you're going to need to fiddle around with it, move the different pieces until you can get it on there nice and snug. But when you do get the wings on, good lord, this guy is impressive. He can't really stand on his own. He's got the hoof feet. You can see if you let him go, there's all kinds of crazy weight distribution going on, so he's going to tip over. You could probably finagle it just so, but yeah, I have him leaning against the back here for a reason. It's been spoiled now, but trays 5 and 6 were Angron himself. He's all packed in with like the plastic to keep everything nice and separated. The weapons, the hands, everything in there nice and secure. So what does our angry boy come with? First up, this spectacular chain axe. The TikTok shop girls describe this purple as like a Slaneshi kind of purple. The details, the hues, this thing is impressive. It's so awesome. Even has like the dangly chain you can wrap around him. You get this crazy sword. I don't know its name. It reminds me of Darksiders. Insane. All the different skulls, the details, the metalwork, again, the dangly chain. I just love this whatever axe, sword. I don't even know what this is. What do you call it? You do get a second angry head sculpt, that gaping maw, the tongue, the teeth. It's painted so fantastic, and he has those metal dreadlock things. Are those the butcher nails? You do get a few extra pairs of hands, like these reach out and grab you hands. Again, fantastic shading, the veins, the nails. Who does his manicures? Obviously, you need some fists for some angry punching rage action. Again, spectacular shading, fantastic. Of course, you need a pointer finger hand to let people know you're number 1, but also tell them where to go. Then you have his big old tail. This has multiple segments and connections. The bottom portion is the bendy tail, so you can bend it and manipulate it every which way as you're twisting each part. This tail is a pain in the ass to put on, no pun intended. It's just hard to get a good grip. There's so many pokey, spiky parts. The figure, you're kind of afraid of breaking it, but you got to apply that force to wiggle that sucker on there. I have plague victim hands now from all the different pokes and scratches trying to grab this guy. Then you get an extra bag of skulls and little dangly metal parts. These connect to the wings. The wings have holes along the bottom. You can arrange them however you like. This figure is just absolutely insane. Of course, we knew going into it he was going to be a big, unwieldy beast, but having him out of box, all the things there, it's massive. It's overwhelming. This thing is crazy. Here he is next to Kaido, king of the beasts, whatever, short little chump next to Angron, the true king of the beasts. Okay, back to the setup. So you have this awesome display base and then this big ol' freaking arm. I'm not going to use the grabby part of it. That's cool. Maybe in the future, obviously, I'll mess around with it. But you have this part that's going to go right up the booty hole. Yep, you're going to take your Angron and flip him over, and then on the underside, it's the most unfortunately placed hole. I mean, it is what it is, but you're going to jam the stand in there. And look, it's a great thing this stand is so sturdy. The ratcheting feature is really nice. It makes you feel very secure. But this figure, it's a pain in the ass to try to manipulate and put on the things. It just is what it is. When you make a figure this freaking big, this freaking huge, it's going to be hard to mess with. But, you know, you're going to wiggle it in there, jam it all in there, and he's on there fairly secure. But you're going to fumble around with stuff. As you're bending and pulling and struggling this way and that, you might pull the wings off. You might pull the tail off. Sometimes to get him on the stand, it's easier to just have him bare bones and then go back and like jam the tail on there, for instance. The stand does have a foot peg. Mine I couldn't get to fit, and it's just too hard to try and like push it in there. I'm sure if I heated it up maybe, but I'm not sure you really need it there. And there you go. You have this absolutely massive, shelf-breaking, display-breaking psycho. And why'd you buy it? I don't know. You're insane, but it's so fucking cool to have. Who can blame me? The weapons go on super easy. Angron has nice, soft, supple hands, which is kind of weird to say for a Primarch. but they're very easy to manipulate, switch on and off, and put the different weapons in there, like the chain axe. Super cool, I love it. No problems here switching anything around, and then you can wrap the chains around him, which give you a nice secure feeling, and he's just wild. Look at him ready to do some crazy battle. He is just such a balls-to-the-wall, nutty figure, packed with details. Any fan of Warhammer, obviously you're going to want it, but if you're just a fan of cool, crazy stuff and action figures, money aside, this guy is a showstopper of the collection. The scale on this guy is absolutely insane. It makes Raph look teeny tiny TMNT. You throw in Titus and it's still like, wow, they are outclassed here. It makes fiddling with the other figures seem like they're little baby toys after you've handled the big, massive heft of Angron. This guy is just bananas. Even throwing someone up like Gilliman up against him, who you thought was big before, Jump Pack Intercessor using the stands. See, I'm not using the stands for the wings. I just thought it was cooler to put figures on there, and he seems to stand just fine. The details on this guy are wild. We're barely cracking the surface of everything they've packed in. Does Raph stand a chance? Absolutely not. Does Malum Kaido stand a chance? Probably. He could probably take down Angron, let's be real. I'm so exhausted after getting this out and setting him up. This is the kind of figure that's like a whole day ordeal, and you just need a break. You need a nap. I did put the dangly things on the wings, though. You will need a ton of space for this guy. This shelf is about, like, I don't know, 15 inches deep or so, so that's technically enough that way, but you're gonna need a lot of space width-wise, like 3 feet at least, maybe a little more depth so you can put the tail on and move him around comfortably, depending on what you want to do. The neck is squishy, by the way. I don't know why they made the neck squishy, but it's kind of neat. I like it. It's a fun little feature. The heads go on and off pretty easily. Again, though, he is kind of ungainly. And yes, Malum Kaido probably would get wrecked by Angron, but I don't know. He took out a lot of cool enemies, so it's fun to see, though. Look at Angron just like chain axing him. Yeah, baby. Oh, this is so rad. In terms of the articulation, it's really interesting. The arms are pretty fairly well normal. They can twist about. He's got a butterfly joint in there. The armor section goes up and down like the other Marines, but he's just such a big, ungainly figure. He's just kind of hard to pose and manipulate. All the joints are super smooth, like the double joints on the arms. So it's great articulation, but when you make such a big, huge beast of the figure, it's just fucking nuts, okay? It's fucking nuts. The hardest part is probably the legs, because they're so crucial. You need those legs to hold up his weight, so you have to manipulate the stand, which might be too tight, which again, you want it really tight to have it be most secure, but you can like push him around and mess with things and get him in a nice like standing pose. I've seen a lot of displays of him all crouched down, which is more natural and easier, but don't be afraid. I should probably be a little more careful with how I work him on the stand, but look at him up more, maybe to his full height. It's just outrageous. This figure is bonkers. There's so much more I could dig into and have fun with, but God, strap in. If you got Angron, you already know the joy, the terror, the majesty. This one is a home run. It's a collection peak. People are going to walk in and they'll be like, okay, I get it. I get why you like these things, because this guy is just fucking bananas. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Stay tuned. I'll do some more videos. If you have any questions, let me know. Look at this Angron hand damage. Yeah, be careful as you're manipulating him around. Like, he's quite a beast. Quite a freaking beast. My lord. My lord, yo. Just like a... Oof. Two red brothers.